people hate Harry and Meghan more because of Spare or because of the royal family's fault? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. As the title suggests, this is a question that we have gotten recently. Why do people still hate Harry and Meghan after Spare came out? Well, all right, we can read that as either the hatred was set off by the book and its contents, or that the hatred was there before the book ever came out, and it's Harry doing all the whining and the explaining as to why the hatred exists and still exists. As far as I can tell, basically everything Harry and Meghan do is aimed at trashing the royal family. To hear them tell it they are the victims, oh, poor us, we just wanted our privacy. And then they go ahead and they publish a tell all book filled with all their made up grievances and the horrible childhood that Harry had to suffer through. They wanted privacy. They didn't want to work for the institution of the monarchy. And then they whined that all the associated benefits and the money were cut off. Meghan has proven that she is not to be trusted. I mean, she has leaked private royal information to her favorite journalists, and obviously, she is the one in charge of this relationship. She is an attention seeker, and she's going to do anything she can to be in front of the cameras. Well, that is not how the institution works. There's also a new perspective on how people don't really despise Harry and Meghan all that much, so let's dig a little deeper in this. It seems kind of ridiculous that people would even have a strong emotional reaction like hatred triggered by the contents of a book. My goodness. Perhaps disagreements, perhaps differences of opinion, but hatred, that seems a little extreme. You don't have to hate just to disagree with something or to have a different opinion. So, what makes people so convinced that Harry and Meghan are hated? Does anybody actually have evidence that they're getting hate mail, for example, or hate tweets? Are they on the receiving end of death threats? Are there protest marches in the street calling for the removal of their heads? Have you heard about the Taliban burning any effigies of those two? Did people in South Africa respond by rioting in the streets after Meghan said that people were so happy when they got married that they were celebrating and dancing in the streets in the same way as when Nelson Mandela was released from 27 years of unjust imprisonment? Well, as far as I can see, the good people of South Africa were not so upset after Meghan's ridiculous and untrue bragging that they had to hit the streets in protest. Now, some upset South African citizens voiced their displeasure over what she said, understandably, but it's not like they're insisting that her head be cut off. And the Taliban, even though they weren't too happy with what Harry bragged about in his book, killing 25 of their members, they have more important things to focus on, like trying to govern Afghanistan. I don't think they're all that upset about this idiot just spouting off at the mouth about things that probably never even happened. Now, yes, he made himself look like a fool with that boast about the kill count. And yeah, that did paint a target on his back and set off some smoke flares, but still, I think the Taliban decided he's not important enough. See, to the Taliban, Harry is just irrelevant. Well, I guess to everybody, Harry's pretty irrelevant now. They can't take him seriously. I mean, he's a self admitted drug abuser and alcoholic. I can't take him seriously either, for that matter. And I don't hear the Taliban bragging about how many infidels they killed in that unfortunate conflict. True soldiers in war understand that war is a terrible thing. Neither side is ever going to brag about kills or atrocities that were committed. It just isn't what they do. So, what was the point of Harry's boasting? Well, if you ask me, it doesn't help the Taliban and the governance of Afghanistan to chase down this dum dum just to get revenge after Harry said something that wasn't even proven. The Taliban are not complete idiots, but Harry is. And it's not like he's being celebrated for what he said, right? He has been denounced by the government of Iran, and soldiers all around the world are just shaking their heads at how he could be so stupid. All right, so besides the Taliban, South Africans, people in the military, who are these people who supposedly hate Meghan and Harry so much? Now, the groups that I just mentioned have good reason to hate Meghan and Harry, but they mostly don't care. Harry and Meghan view themselves as being so important, but to the rest of us, they're really just a couple of obnoxious brats who don't know when to shut up. Nobody cares about what they have to say. They're like mosquitoes that just won't go away. But is it really hatred? I mean, can we even say that we care enough about mosquitoes to hate them? Probably not. We're bothered by them, sure. But see, to hate them, we would actually have to invest a lot of energy into them, and we don't want to do that. So I would say that Harry and Meghan are obnoxious. They're bothersome. They're really annoying. but I don't think that many people actually hate them. People wish they would just go away once and for all, but they're like mosquitoes. They just keep on coming back as if they're wishing for their own annihilation. Now, what did you do the last time a mosquito just wouldn't leave you alone? I'm sure you slapped it, right? And I don't believe in the royal family hates Meghan and Harry. I believe they feel like the rest of us do. They're annoying. They wish they would shut up. They wish they would find something better to do. But I don't think hatred is really a word that would describe the way they feel. And the royal family are also not encouraging anybody else to hate Harry and Meghan. They simply don't talk about them. I understand that in Harry's stupid book Spare, he blamed his family for all his problems. So I guess using that logic, if anybody hates Harry and Meghan, it has to be the royal family's fault, right? Well, no, obviously, that's wrong. Harry said a lot of stuff in his book, and most of it was proven to be lies or couldn't be proven to be the truth. I believe the royal family have better things to think about in life. They have important things to focus on. They are not focusing on a couple of annoying mosquitoes who won't go away. I do not believe that they're filled with hatred towards Meghan and Harry at all. I suspect they probably feel pity for them more than anything else because they see what a mess those two have made of their lives. And I don't see any member of the royal family sitting down for a hateful tell all interview with Oprah. I don't see them writing a book filled with lies and accusations against Harry and Meghan. I don't see them doing interviews talking about Harry and Meghan. I see them focusing on their own work and focusing on their own lives and their own families. So, who exactly are the haters in this whole scenario? Is it the public, the royal family, or is it Harry and Meghan themselves? I think the answer here is pretty clear. We dislike Meghan and Harry, that's true, and we dislike them for some very good reasons. For all the ways that they have trashed Harry's family, for all the nastiness they put out into the world. We dislike them for everything they represent, for all the problems they embody. We dislike them because in this day and age, people need to be brought together. We need to be united. And Meghan and Harry are just trying to divide us even further. But hatred, no, that's not the right word. Because you know what? We're not going to sink down to their level. All right, as always, please continue to discuss this issue with us below in the comments section. And let's not forget the most interesting part of the video, your wonderful comments on the recent video titled, Remove Her Titles Now, Meghan Markle's next move to entering politics backfires. And glad that you're not worried about it either. Thank everybody so much for tuning in and for discussing everything with us. And again, if you think my videos are interesting, please don't be afraid to hit the like button and subscribe button to get more updates from the King YouTube channel team. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, and I'll be back to see you all in the next videos.